Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubrali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
Investigation underway after suspicious death of 22-year-old woman in Newmarket. More than $2,000 in donations for Ukraine stolen from Toronto restaurant. More than one-third of Canadians with upcoming flights have altered travel plans amid airport chaos. 2 people injured after shooting stabbing near Rexdale Mall. The nightclub has liquor license suspended following fatal shooting. Canadian economy avoids contraction, holds steady in May. New Zealand couple evicted from Toronto Airbnb in middle of the night despite paying $4,500 to stay. Rogers Centre to undergo $300 million renovation. Integrity Commissioner says there are sufficient grounds to investigate whether Tory violated conflict of interest laws. U of T will require all students living in residence to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 with a booster dose. The York Regional Police Homicide Unit is investigating the suspicious death of a 22-year-old woman in Newmarket. According to police, officers were called to a home near Prospect and Boham Streets at around 1:30 a.m. after receiving a report of an injured person. When they arrived at the scene, police said they found the victim suffering from unspecified injuries outside the residence. She was rushed to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. The cause of death has not been confirmed, but police have deemed the death suspicious. The homicide unit has taken over the investigation. More than a third of Canadians who had intended to take a trip by plane this year have altered their plans amid a series of delays and other issues plaguing major airports, a new poll has found. Of those people, more than half said that they decided to delay their travel plans, while another 18% said they changed their destination and 13% said that an airline either changed their itinerary or canceled their flights outright. The remaining 13% indicated that they decided to drive rather than fly. The results are perhaps not surprising given the challenges that many air travelers have faced so far this summer. The latter survey found that about 28% of respondents are planning to take a trip by plane this year. Younger Canadians between the ages of 18 to 34 were most likely to be planning a trip by plane. The University of Toronto lifted its vaccination requirement this past spring but will mandate that all students living in residence be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 during the upcoming academic year. The school made the announcement in a memo sent out to the university community on Thursday. It says that while students who are not fully vaccinated have been permitted to enroll in classes with in-person components since May 1st, a decision has been made to continue to reinstate the mandatory vaccination policy for those living in residence. The school is also warning students that the vaccine mandate for attending in-person classes may be reinstated with little notice. The University of Toronto also mandated vaccination against COVID-19 for those living in residence during the last academic year, but the addition of booster dose to the requirement is new. Canadian economy stayed flat in May, with real gross domestic product showing neither growth nor contraction after a 0.3% of expansion in April, Statistics Canada reported Friday. Growth in services producing industries was offset by a decline in goods producing industries, the federal agency said. The largest declines were experienced in the construction and manufacturing sectors, while transportation and warehousing saw the largest gains. Statistics Canada said construction worker strikes in Ontario during May led to delays in projects. However, construction activity remained well above pre-pandemic levels. Transportation gains were driven by growth in air travel, which rose by 14.1%. The strength of Canadian economy will have implications on Bank of Canada's next key interest rate decision as it aims to cool high inflation. Earlier this month, the central bank raised its key interest rate by a full percentage point, the largest single rate hike in more than 20 years. A couple from New Zealand who spent more than $4,500 to rent an Airbnb in Toronto were evicted by police in the middle of the night after a man showed up claiming the unit was his. Cedar Farhana Sheriff and Sheriff Masood Haq rented the apartment advertised as a luxury 2-bedroom condo which is located next to the CN Tower on Front Street for 1 month. The tourists were more than 2 weeks into their 1-month stay in Toronto when on Wednesday around 1 a.m. they got an unexpected knock on the door from the stranger. CTV News Toronto has viewed the couple's Airbnb confirmation email, which shows they paid to rent the apartment from July 5th until August 2nd. Hack said the couple received a message from Airbnb on Thursday afternoon saying they would be refunded, but still don't have any answers about what actually led to the incident. Hack said they are grateful for the refund, but thinks Airbnb could have been more proactive in helping them in the moment. For the first time in 33 years, the home of the Toronto Blue Jays will undergo a massive $300 million renovation that will see the city's stadium transformed into a world-class ballpark. The first phase of renovations will begin in the 2022-2023 off-season, starting with the 100-level and 200-level outfield. Those seating areas will see the installation of what the Jays call new social spaces with patios, drink rails, bars, and viewing platforms. Bullpens, where the pitchers warm up, will be raised and surrounded by new seats so that fans can get even closer to their favorite players. Seats at the 100 level will also be brought forward to new outfield walls, bringing fans within an arm's reach of field. In the 500 level, there will be two new social decks similar to the existing WestJet flight deck, where fans can grab a drink and socialize with other fans regardless of where their seats are. All of those projects will be completed in the off-season and won't impact baseball play, the club said. Toronto's Integrity Commissioner says that there are sufficient grounds to launch an investigation into whether Mayor John Tory's ties to Rogers amounted to a conflict of interest that should have prevented him from participating in a council debate regarding the fate of active TO road closures last month. In a letter to Adam Cholif, who filed a complaint last week, Integrity Commissioner Jonathan Batty confirmed that he would launch an investigation into whether Tory breached portion of the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. Your application is within my jurisdiction and you have provided me sufficient grounds to inquire into whether Mayor Tory violated Section 5, 5.1 and/or 5.2 of the MCIA, he wrote. As a result, I have decided to investigate. This does not mean I have found Mayor Tory to have breached the MCIA or that an application to the court is appropriate. But Tory has defended his actions, telling CP24 this week that he follows the rules when it comes to conflicts and has always done so in a very deliberate manner.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.